Hi, welcome to HeKate's Crossing. Okay, for this series, I want to look at the crystal alley cards. Now, you could use this with any crystal deck, with what I'm going to go through with this series. Okay, oh, I didn't realize it being so badly damaged, but anyway, it's for me, so it's no big deal. Anyway, Crystal Alley Cards, Evolution Edition, Nyasha Ashion. I know she's changed her name as she's gone through an evolution. I did have the original Crystal Alley cards, of course, disappeared, so redid with this deck, of course. Let's move that there. So, gold. You can buy it from her website, of course. Just type in Crystal Alley cards, and I'm sure you'll find them quite easily. They're beautiful, beautiful cards, as you can see. They're not really reversible, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter anyway, because you're really looking at the imagery of the cards upright. You really want to look at the word, the keyword they use with the crystal, and the imagery as well. Now, when you go through these cards are split into five different suits, if you like. So you have the earth, of course. You've got the water or the fire and water. Okay, so you've got earth, fire, and water. You do have the wind, and you do have the storm. So that's your five suits there. You also have the element for each card, of course. So, I mean, you can go through and have a look at all these wonderful imagery, which are quite amazing. So there's your fire card, of course. As you go through, there's your storm card, okay, which is your spirit. Okay, you've got the earth card, of course. You've got your water card. And you've got your wind, which is your air. So there's your five elements setting up, just to sort of show you what that's about. Okay, so let's have a look at how we can explore working with a crystal deck, maybe with the elements. There's so many ways of working with this deck. That was just sort of an introduction to sort of show you a little bit about the deck itself. Okay, so if you're going to be working with this book, there's so many ways that you can work with it. Let's start from the beginning. Let's look at a little bit about this deck itself. Let's have a look at a little bit about what was written in the preface to the new edition. Evolution and healing are the same processes. When you heal, you can move beyond what would previously have stopped you forward moving and growth. In evolving, you're also able to transcend your past limitations and respond to life in a new way. When you heal, you evolve. When you evolve, you heal. Our quest for spiritual growth and evolution is a process of healing and moving beyond past experiences. Healing is a process that is initiated when you begin to evolve consciously. Both lead to the same end, which is ultimately the continual and deeper discovery of self. Okay, in the early 1990s, my personal quest. So who was this written by? Okay, nice. Okay, so when she first created the Crystal Alley cards, the Crystal Path to Self-Knowledge in the early 1990s, my personal quest for healing and spiritual growth had led me into the exploration of the mineral kingdom and the many-faceted consciousness. So this has been around for quite a long time originally. So the first original, 1994, it began. Wow. And then the Evolution Edition in 2016. So around for a long time, this deck. It's been around for quite a while. Now, the original deck had plain purple background with the same shape in it. It did not have gold edges, of course, and there weren't as many cards as there is now. So in the 1990s, this is Nyasha speaking, my personal quest for healing and spiritual growth had led me deep into the exploration of the mineral kingdom and its many-faceted consciousness. I was working for a metaphysical-orientated stone dealer at the time. I spent my days answering the phone and taking orders, as well as answering the perennial question, what stone is good for you? It became clear to me that many people were displacing their personal power and their ability to attune to the minerals in favor of a quickie prescription by a complete stranger based on a few surface symptoms. That is simply not how stones work. I wanted to create a tool that would allow people to attune to the energies of the stones without getting their head involved. So they could choose the stone that was truly most aligned with the underlying energy needing treatment, not just the symptoms that imbalance was creating. I wanted to offer a tool that would allow a person to sidestep ego's assumptions and bypass the prescriptive blurbs about what a stone is for, and instead truly engage the energy of the mineral kingdom to choose the right stone energy for their specific situation. A series of miraculous events followed that allowed me to create the Crystal Alley cards, the Crystal Path to Self-Knowledge, and for over 22 years now it has been a tool that has accomplished all of those things. In the course of those years, however, I have grown tremendously through my personal healing and evolutionary process. The technology I have initially used to create the card art has also evolved far beyond what was possible when I first designed the cards. My understanding of the stones and their role in our human evolutionary process, as well as our role within the greater organism of Gaia, is immeasurably greater than it was. I came to recognize that it was time to facilitate the evolution of the Crystal Alley cards so they could continue to be vital, relevant tool on a collective journey towards healing and evolution. The Crystal Alley cards Evolution Edition is a product of my personal process of evolution and healing over this time. And she goes on. So I'm not going to read it all. There is quite a lot of information in regards to this, and for me to read this book, it would take a very long time. So what I want to do is just explore how you could use crystal cards or crystals in any way that you would choose to use crystals. Okay, so these are just beginning, some tips that you could use as you begin to sort of explore a little bit more. So it could be about understanding the elemental forces of nature. So understanding what's earth, how it connects to the chakras, etc., which I'm not going to do because this is not about that. This is just about exploring. I'm not going to teach you all that because we will be here forever. Be so many videos to explore. If you want me to explore more information, I could do a little bit more about the element forces of nature if that's what you wanted me to do. If you wanted me to explore a little bit more about consulting, working with the elements. The elemental forces of nature can be incredible teachers and allies on our spiritual journey. Learning to connect to these energies, listen to their voices, and resonate with their power will help you to come into balance and ultimately to embrace your personal power in a state of dynamic balance. By working with the Crystal Alley cards, you'll learn to listen to their guidance and to understand how to use the insight they provide to walk your spiritual path more consciously, for they are not just forces outside of you, they are an integral part of your own body, mind, and spirit. Okay, so that's just a little bit about working with the cards. Okay, you can consult the Crystal Alleys. Who are the Crystal Alleys? Getting started, reversed cards, patterns, and affirmations are all part of learning to work with this actual deck. But if you're just working with any sort of crystal deck, I just want to go through a couple of spreads, or working with healing with the crystal alley cards, use stones in conjunction with the cards, stone layouts, chakra work. There's so much elemental stone layout. So you could begin to use the cards as an energy assessment tool. Okay, you can first separate the cards into 5 piles, one for each of the elemental suits. Fan out each pile and place the card that represents each element next to the element's fan, so you know which cards to choose from for each chakra. So the earth element stack is used to draw. So you could separate the cards into their elements if you wish to. Is one way of doing it, which I'm not going to do right at this moment. That is something that we're going to look forward to in one of the next videos that are coming out next month. This is just basically an introduction video, just to sort of get you out. So what we're going to do is going to start with a daily card. So what you could do is shuffle the cards. Well, I was going to do one of the other ways, but let's just do that. And today's card we have is prayer, futurite. So let's go into the storm element. So we're going to start with this one here, which is about prayer. So let's have a look at what this card is all about, because that's what we're going to start with. It's all of the chakras. Okay, so you're looking at all of the chakras. Your affirmation is, I surrender my being and life to the higher wisdom and energy of the divine. Okay, so it does go through and explain a little bit about fulgurites, not technically a mineral, as they form during storms when lightning strikes the earth. In the intense energy of the lightning strike, the earthly materials such as sand are melted and reform into tubes that take on the shape of the lightning bolt. The resulting fulgurites carry an imprint of the incredible energy of the lightning from which they were formed. This is the perfect metaphor for the energies of fulgurite as an ally. When you embrace the energy of fulgurite, your life and energy are reformed to carry a much more powerful vibration from the higher realms. This transformation can feel like melting away of the old forms of your life, which then solidify into their new shape as they integrate the spiritual lightning that has initiated the change. You need to surrender completely to the overwhelming power of spirit and allow it to reshape your life into the new form it is preparing for you. This is in fact the way that true prayer works as well. Prayer is not about always just asking for what you want from the divine. It is about surrendering completely to it so that its will can manifest through you into the world. When you invoke the energy of fulgurite, you are better able to experience that complete surrender and the reformation of your reality. Sometimes, however, you do not need to use prayer to ask the universe for assistance in a particular matter. In that case, fulgurite can be a useful tool to help amplify your asking prayers through engaging the element of storm. The hollow tube that occur in a fulgurite acts as amplification chamber for the energies that continuously release from the lightning-fused glass. You can use these fulgurites as a prayer pipe by blowing through the tube and releasing your intention to the universe. When you send prayers to the divine in this way, your breath mixed with your intentions, thanksgivings and blessings are sent out into the universe. The storm element carries your prayers on a wind, cleanses your energies with water, transforms them with the light of fire, and manifests your prayers on earth. By invoking fulgurite's powerful storm energy, you can enhance your prayers' effectiveness and speed them on their way to the universal mind. Because fulgurites originate in the union of sky and earth at the moment of storm. Fulgurites carry the energy of both the spirit world and the physical world. With this fusion of powers, fulgurite can be used as a link between the physical and non-physical realms. The message of fulgurite. Fulgurite is speaking to you of the power of prayer to create radical and unforeseeable change in your life. Fulgurite is ready to carry your prayers and wishes to the universe, but don't expect them to manifest in any usual way. The universe is on the verge of supplying you with a new and entirely different direction. The old saying, be careful what you ask for, for you will surely get it, is certainly true in this case. That which you have been praying for is about to be manifest. Expect the universe to throw in a couple of lessons along with the gift, however, and give thanks for all that you're about to learn. Just as the storm brings renewal and rebirth, so too does the energy of futurite. Embrace its vibration and open yourself to the transformation it provides. You will soon understand that when you center yourself in prayers of thanksgiving and surrender to the divine, all of your true desires will be answered. So that is video number 1, just to get us started on the journey. Don't forget to check the links below, check the links on my channel, like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.